Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14 on the Mysterious JG. I'm playing farther ahead than usual, but I have to admit I was going to stop, and I did stop, and had an extra day off this weekend, and I ended up goofing around at the end of the last session to see how the next turn would go. So I'm playing with pre-knowledge, sort of. A funny thing is going to happen here if I don't handle this right. Basically, I have it within my hands to fuck this up. Chen Liu is going to fall, but I can make it a lot more painful than it needs to be. We're going to have a problem, which is going to be spawned by the fact that his current movement will have Shuten Yamao moving into the territory around Guandu. But actually, I think I must have tweaked it. He was moving through Suazhou or whatever. At any rate, these territories will somehow expand behind you if you just have a single streak going through. That's why it was important we took over Wei Shi. At some point, when I was just goofing around off screen, just a hex turned blue behind Shuten Yamao, and his supply line was cut off, and that wrecked his unit morale. But more importantly, everybody marches out of Chen Liu at once. I had Dawn Everstar kind of run around doing her thing, and she ended up not being nearby enough to support, so Cao Cao's army marched like 3 different units out of Chen Liu of about, 2,500 troops each. Lita's grandma managed to head off and defeat 2 of them, but got defeated, and the leftover unit was meanwhile just beating the shit out of Shuten Yamao. I had to march out more troops. It delayed everything. It turned into a big mess. Another interesting thing started to happen, but I'll wait and let that happen on its own. At any rate, I was sending him back. I think it might be a good idea I don't want him moving into Liu Bei's territory and getting them on our case. But in fact, I think it's going to be a good idea to have a few extra troops around. And I'm just going to leave it there. But I'm going to have Shuten using this very slow, methodical pace. Hold on, is that even going to work the way I want it to? Okay. Yeah, he needs to move slowly through here and make sure that there's always a couple of hexes of space. This space isn't going to expand for the enemy. And now I'm honestly having a paranoia attack that I've got the wrong spot that I'm starting from. Give me just 1 second here. This might seem silly, but I'm just going to real quick check something. Cut off the sound so that it doesn't bleed over. Yeah, this is right. This is right. Got a little bit paranoid that maybe I had accidentally saved and that stuff I did off screen, because like this is not. I'm surprised at how badly things went in my off screening from here. But it involved like really emptying out some cities in order to support this attack, because these present units just got themselves separated sufficiently that they weren't supporting each other properly. It was a mess. We already saw some dramatic action, which has got Angam Morand in retreat, but with a prisoner who is definitely worth having. But yeah, we're going to have Shuten Yamao kind of very carefully advancing in such a way that it will be hard for his supply lines to be cut. And we want Lita's grandma But actually with... I'm going to want... Don Everstar, who was creeping up here trying to grab more territory. I just want her to secure you and then get out, and then be up here so that she and Lita's grandma and Shootin' Your Mao are all... Ayomo, or whatever his name actually is, are all up here together. Because that went south. And, like, we still won, but it was so much more costly than it should have been, and I ended up in a position in my off-screening action. Because in my off-screening, I'm not min-maxing and doing domestic stuff in each turn. I'm just, like, moving troops around and having fun with it. But I ended up marching a whole other unit out of Wan. It was a mess. Okay, meanwhile, down here, Auld is attacking Jiangxia. And I think we've reached the point now where... I think everybody can just join in the attack and get this over with here. Because we're not taking a E there in time. Point of recruitment overseer Guanlang. No, Guanlang is like out of money, damn it. I'd love to have a recruitment overseer at Guanlang, but this place has like no cash. I really do need to consider whether we have to just go grab Port Haiji though. I thought that would anger Liu Bei, but he hasn't claimed it. I feel like as soon as I grab it, he will come after it, but I'll leave it for now. Runan, you are fine. Is there any place here that needs an overseer and doesn't have one? Samuel Parr. Some of these places have kind of terrible overseers, but they have overseers. Xu Chang has got plenty of food. You can almost be selling food at this point, but I don't think I would need to do that either. Guanling. You're working on getting level 3 commerce going. Yeah, it's nice that you can actually just hover over these. I haven't been taking enough advantage of that. Shochun is still a medium-sized city, so I don't know how advanced you got to get to large. This place grew to be medium. Shochun's still at medium. Li Jiming's in charge up there. Vulture is in charge. Okay. Other funny thing happened. I'll just tell you about it now because it won't be happening on screen. Because I was burning through turns, not min-maxing and not using force commands, loyalty slipped on officers because I wasn't rewarding them. Toriyama Rosaru, after we took Jiangxia, he defected over to Liu Qi. So Lethal Feline, the guy who came gallivanting around near the border with Wu Yin, which was what he was up here around Kunyang. He got too close to the border with Wu Yin, which caused Huangjia and whoever else to march. The whole reason we took these cities and killed Liu Biao is because of a war that Toriyama Rosaru set off by marching near Kunyang. And then he left. And, you know, we don't have walkie-talkies. Like, in my mind, Lethal Feline leaves, he probably doesn't even know that he started a war until he gets to Wan. We capture the leader of the force that set out to attack him and never even reached him. We capture him and execute him, take over his cities, and then Lethal Feline's like, I'm gonna go work for this guy's son. So it's a bit silly. All right, let's do people. Reward doesn't seem to really be necessary, although I need to keep an eye on it. Sanctions, suggestions, banquet, sabotage, sabotage, banquet, banquet. Nope, don't care about any of that. Oh, I've already adopted this stuff. Is it actually time to call it a turn? I gotta at least do my searching first, right? I guess I gotta do my searching first. But I did say I wasn't gonna just spend every single... Yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy with this stuff anymore. Although, honestly, any time at all spent on this feels like going crazy. I'll do it this turn. I can't help myself. But they're not recommending searches anywhere in particular, so... I'll need to move some guys down... Training overseer can help. I'll tell you what, I'm going to search this time. I'd finally broken myself of the habit, and now I'm back into it immediately. What I'm going to do is search, but we're going to go back, and regardless of how exciting the turn is for combat, we are going to go back, and we're going to check and see if we got anything out of this before I do it again. Because all of these guys are not considered like likely to find anything, but I always send them searching because there's a chance they'll just get gold. Training officer. That's it. So we will do as much searching as we can, our limited ability to search on this turn. Yeah, some of you guys, I don't understand how so few of you can search, but whatever. Or so many of you can search. It seems like too much for you on show. But that's most of our orders used. So we'll keep an eye on the action up here. I don't even know where to look because there's... We're going to take a city soon, but we got to stop if Cao Cao comes out. Keep an eye on what's going on up there. Got close. There are no action reports. I don't know. It seems like stuff's about to go off. So we've got Auld shelling this city with his catapults, and now we've got all these infantry attacking too. So Jiangxia should fall on this next turn. And it'll be... Oh, I forgot to give you orders. Well, honestly, I've got kind of an unusual thing. It is a bit of a cheat. I didn't think so much would happen. I was just kind of interested in seeing it end this turn. But, what happened last time... He got kind of stuck on a corner, I guess. I don't know, it took him longer to get home than I expected. Maybe it won't happen the same way this time, but Lu Bu and his forces marched out to attack Chen Liu, and they attacked Angamarand on the way. Like, Lu Bu just, like, marched the fuck out, and we still took Chen Liu, because at the end, we and Lu Bu were attacking, but anybody who got close to Lu Bu's armies started attacking us. He went to war with us and Cao Cao. Lu Bu's Lu Bu, man. He's like a crazy beast. At any rate, now we've got Guandu. So we're going to need an overseer. Oh, we need overseers in both of these places now. Whoever's the best at conquest. So there'll be Yuan Shu. And up here, even though he's currently marching troops, Lita's grandma just took over this place, and he's immediately going to start running it. Now, are you working on what they were already working on here? Yes, you are. Should they have been working on that instead of getting something else from level 1 to level 2? I don't know. I think I had lost track of what was going on here a bit, because this place is going from level 3 to level 4, but everything else is still level 1. Alright. Yuan Shu's in charge. I guess we don't get to make fun of him even though he's going Gate working hard on car. Yeah, like I've got these places that I just kind of leave are getting more commerce than anything else tends to happen. Because they just leave their officers doing what they were doing, and I usually have them working on commerce first. So one of these days I need to do a oh, Ganek is terrible at that. He's not great at commerce, but he's better at that than he is at agriculture. Let's just leave it be. Some point when things slow down and I've got fewer action turns I need to do, we are going to want to get something going on with just min-maxing and switching stuff around to agriculture, because everything seems to be commerce right now. Other places are still running out of gold, so, you know. Main thing is having overseers everywhere means that they're always growing in some way. These places need to switch over to agriculture, or to commerce that are doing agriculture at some point. Alright. People. Oh, hold on. I made a big deal about how I was going to check this. Display log. Expand. Okay. Vulture Bobo unit has begun battle. Failed, 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 failed. Conquered you. Begun battle, conquered. Supply lines have been restored and the morale is rising. Okay, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time doing searches. Maybe I'll eventually feel the need to go back, but when no one is recommended for searches, I'm not going to spend a bunch of turns on it just so that I have turns used. Don't really have anybody who needs the loyalty right now, which is fine. Banquet sabotage. Nah, sabotage. Nah. Chang'an. Nah. Banquet, banquet. Overseer proposals. Investment. And I think that's it. I'm glad somebody pointed out to me, because this has made a big difference. Somebody pointed out that when you follow an overseer proposal, you'll get a boost to what that area does, but you'll also, because it comes from the overseer, will reduce what they're doing on their own. Meaning they're not as good as they seem, and they're costing you gold. So, like, honestly, once I stopped doing I was pouring a lot of gold into overseer sanctions, thinking that, oh yeah, like you're actively, you're taking advantage of every opportunity to improve domestically. Once I found out that they're just kind of not necessary, and if you just leave things alone, you'll get improvement without spending as much gold. I think that's made a big difference to my coffers for my capital. Because you still run through the gold fast, but at least I'm using it on stuff like attempting to sabotage units in the enemy units in the field, and not just like really minor incremental increases to stuff. So Wan's doing good for food, but Xu Chang has sent a lot of its food got sent out there. It's a cheap time to buy food, but Xu Chang has food. What about Jiangxia? Jiangxia is waiting to get a supply unit. Okay. I'll tell you what, if there's nothing to do with these turns, let's just go ahead and... You are retreating, you are heading that way. Okay. We will keep our bandit turned ram unit commander protected. The game is going to force my perspective down here as Lethal, Bobo, created officer whose name I don't remember, and Auld. Basically just like in two, we got like the two animations fast on each other's heels. We've suppressed Jiangxia. My lord, I have captured the enemy officer. Please decide how we should proceed. Wang King, Han Song. Let's read up on these guys. Wang King, minister under Liu Biao. After Liu Biao's death, which we saw too ourselves, he and Kwa Yui suggested to Liu Zhong that they surrender to Cao Cao. Under Cao Cao, later earned an official title, a skilled writer and one of the Jinan 7. Is this how I will end? Is this my fate? He's a, pretty darn good domestic officer. I hope we get him. Han Song, staff officer of Liu Biao, went to Xu Chang to scout Cao Cao's movements and was appointed by the court as administrator and as prefect of Ling Ling. These appointments enraged Liu Biao, who locked up Han Song upon his return. I got captured by Zhong. How will I be able to face my men now? Well, he's a decent political officer. And then we got Jing Jiaorong, Officer Liu Du, stood up against Liu Bei's army but submitted to the might of Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun. Attacked after being released but was cut off from atop his horse by Zhao Yun. Kai He, cousin of Kai Mao, surrendered to Wu with Kai Zhang just before the Battle of Chirbi. However, Zhou Yu saw that his surrender was false and used him to spread disinformation among his true allies in Wei. Yeah, I do remember that, and that's his little piggy-faced guy. The guy made the little piggy noise. Those two were these, like, goofy underlings who defected over to Cao Cao and were trying to be spies, and Zhou Yu saw right through them. And as you can see, his stats are garbage. But those guys with that particular helmet, Cao Mao is actually pretty talented, but his brothers were goofs. Or cousins, or whatever. Xu Fei helped plan the transfer of Gan Ning, who wasn't being taken seriously because of his past as a pirate. He was later captured by Sun Quan's army, but was saved by Gan Ning, who had joined Sun Quan. We might be able to get... Gan Ning might be able to hire him once we make him a prisoner. And indeed, that is the plan. We'll try to employ these guys, and after none of them want to join us, we'll imprison them. I cannot abide the thought of surrendering to you. None of them joined us. So they're all going to jail because Yuan Shu at this point killed Liu Biao. I don't think he's really can be bothered with worry about murdering all of his officers. But now that this is... So everybody will have gone into this city, and I'll need to transfer guys out. But for now, Vulture Bobo is the ruler of Jiangxia. All Dragon is the one who gets the glory for taking the city with the siege unit. Took long enough, but we finally got it done. Yeah. I mean, I'll need to put guys with high conquest scores. Maybe have some guys marching around. But eventually this whole area will be Pepto-Bismol pink. And we'll have our good friend who will never betray us. Sun Tzu will be the only force that we've got that we've allowed to remain north of this river. Other than the guys that are like north of those. Alright. Oh, we don't want Cao Cao attacking Agamemnon. There are no action reports. Jiangxia seems to be having financial troubles. We'll have to do something about it. Yeah, see, that expansion of Cao Cao territory caused him to get cut off before, which was a problem. And Cao Cao marched out and attacked, but I think this time things are looking a little different. Alright. Jiangxia, she said, has got economic woes. But our transport unit finally arrived. They're still not recruiting and stuff. But, we'll see what will happen. Jiangxia has got 4 active officers. This city has 9 active officers, although most of them aren't doing anything. So let's move some guys out of here down to here. It's going to take a while, but we've got guys. You're not terrible, but you know, I could use a military guy down here there. So we'll move these 4, because that will still leave Guanling with this Mongol guy. Volger and Dajun are there, and Froxus Nilok. They'll be fine. I'm actually keeping my created officers, or superior officers anyway. They'll stay up there because that city, Guanling, that is actually on the border with Liu Bei. So I want to have some good guys up there. 4 of us will leave immediately. That means there will be nobody to search in Guanling. So if I'm told there's a valuable item or officer there, I'm going to have to actually have somebody who's recommended to search, even though there'll be an overseer. Meantime, the city's got gold and food because Liu Biao wasn't doing anything with the place. Let's get some area government going. See, some of these places are developed, but the core fell apart. I guess because we wrecked it with siege weapons. That'll do it. Vulture Bobo's good at conquer land. I'll tell you what I need to do. $56, $52, $31. That's only about 50%. Yuck. Jiangxia itself. Okay, the person with the best conquest, Bobo, needs to get to work down here. So Bobo, will put you to work at Port Jiaku, because you've got the highest conquer land score, even though it's only +4 here. Yuck. And we'll have you work on agriculture. You're actually better at commerce. Alright, you'll work on commerce. It'll be slow progress, but we're getting him out of there once other officers arrive. Now, whoever's got the next best... Tell you what, we'll put Lethal in charge over here, and he'll keep working on commerce, because that's what they've been doing. Auld, who's the best overall domestic officer out of this group. Mali's not bad. Actually, Mali's better than Auld at everything except commerce, where Auld is only slightly better. I'll put Mali in charge. Never mind, Auld. We'll still use you, but we're going to have Mali working on commerce. And 31 out of 60, 56 at 82. Put Auld up here. Maybe we'll work on agriculture because this place is already at level 2 for commerce. And these are officers that are really too good for this place, but they can start getting it on its feet. War has brought suffering to people in this area. I should have read the rest of your quote, Auld, because you were right on the money. Meanwhile, this place has got 9 officers. Four people, 9 days. This city might have too many officers by the time everybody who's going to work here gets here, but I can move them around some more. And this will get orders used up. We need somebody with good conquest over here. Cao Mao is the guy in charge, right? He should be pretty good with conquest. Conquer land 2. Is there somebody better? Oh, Fang Jiao's a lot better, but she's already kind of done most of what needs to be done at her place. Maybe we could switch you guys. And that's worth switching, because this place really needs conquest going full bore. So does this place, actually. But we've only got one Fang Jiao, and nobody else in this area is even close. So we'll just have to keep it as it is. Other than the fact you can probably work on agriculture instead of commerce. How about here? Nope. Otherwise, we're good. How about? Country's made up of its people, such to make this area more livable through my domestic administration. Good for you. That's a Conlu spirit, brother. Alright, Runan. You know what? It's time to call it a video. When we come back next time, I know it's kind of an odd timing, because we're about to attack Cao Cao, but I'm looking, there's a lot of little places, and I think I could be slightly more efficient in switching things around. There's a lot of places where I probably could switch development in my cities and help. So I'll try to do that quickly. We won't be doing lots and lots of searches, though, so it shouldn't take forever. See you guys next time.